¿Qué es eso?
¡Monstruo! ¡Un monstruo!
No, es un monstruo. Mira. Oye, los humanos.
Los humanos no usan ropa así.
En realidad, algunos lo hacen.
Ahora, ¿quién te enseñó a chismear?
Nada.
Nada,
Sí,
no
no
vamos a
ya
hacer
no sabía
nada,
qué íbamos a
estamos
hacer,
jugando
entonces pensé
un
que íbamos a
juego.
traer comida, pero no, de repente nos dimos cuenta que no era un perro.
Sí, date prisa ahora.
Vámonos.
¿Tú me entiendes? How about ahora? Human speech? Sí, mi estigmi. This should help you understand the human language now. The enchantment is complex, so I can only help with the basic words and other speeches. Apologies, Wanderer.
Zeilyn, Dikanis.
Arlius, this has to be the Wanderer from afar. The human falling from the sky. It's why I changed our course.
I see. It makes a lot of sense now. You're quite literally waiting for them to fall.
Yeah. We can head to Detour now. They'll be able to help us in what to do with this Wanderer. Better yet, where they even came from. I'm no divine seer like the demigods, so they'll know what to do.
Then let's get headed there. Without transportation or teleportation magic, it'll take at least a couple weeks of walking to reach there. If we fly, we can make it to the capital of Akitsa in half that time. Maybe less at top speed. I can carry this Wanderer. A writer? So like a scholar?
It may be best to refer to you as an author or writer as your profession. Scholars need to have their concentrated studies imprinted on their soul through a ritual. Unless you were born with it as a summon mark from birth.
I don't think talking about summons and rituals is the best thing with someone that quite literally formed and fell from the sky.
What would you have explained then? They're clearly not from this world.
That it's simply magic. A destiny someone gets.
Okay, fine. Although, you're still a wanderer. Here intentionally or not, you don't have a clear goal. How did you... You know what? Explain as we walk. You don't seem dangerous, so I'm not too worried.
They're unarmed. We'll be fine.
Better to be safe than sorry, Arlius.
Always so careful. Doesn't it get tiring?
I could ask you the same. Doesn't it get tiring getting yourself into trouble?
Touche, Zeilyn. Touche.
Moving on. Wanderer, you explained a sacred art. One that only the demigods know and certain students are granted access to learn. How do you know about it? You explained the properties accurately too, so what do you know? I'm sorry, what? You brought us to life. Made this world?
You're losing us now. Zeilyn, how can we be so sure they're not just some crazy human who jumped off a cliff?
Look at them, Arlius. Those clothes are nowhere near to what even the oddest of humans wear. Hearing them out is the most we can do. Even if it sounds unbelievable. Okay. Slow down. Let me get this straight. We are just characters in a book that you wrote as the author. This world was made by you, and basically everything that has happened up till now is everything you predestined by simply writing it. For once, Arlius, I think you might be right.
We could always leave them to fend for themselves. Ow.
Absolutely not. As crazy as they sound, along with my premonition, I believe there might be a greater work at hand. I know someone that can help.
Is it that one seer? The same one you promised to get answers from?
Yes, the same one. I'll get answers for you, Arlius. I'll try, anyways.
If they're as great as you say they are, I'm expecting some answers. Otherwise, I'll take you up on that deal you agreed to way back. Don't get me wrong. As great as magically extracted essence is, it doesn't quite quell the hunger I have, you know?
I know what I agreed to. I'm not too worried about it, though. She always has something to say, so don't get your hopes up, pervert.
Hey, just because I know someone is beautiful or attractive doesn't mean I'm going to pray after them immediately when I make eye contact.
Is that so? You've never snuck away at night to go to a brothel to quell your hunger or something?
Give me some respect. I'm not that reliant on sexual essence, like some people I know. Plus, I don't want to use people like that.
Sometimes I wonder how you survived.
What was that?
Nothing. Stay close to us, Wanderer. I'll get you some new clothes first in a bag.
Be real with me, Wanderer. Say I give you the benefit of the doubt to your story. Would you be able to tell me what you did with my mother? An enchantment or something keeping you from speaking about that stuff? How annoying. It's fine. I should have figured that you would be under surveillance of the gods. Answers don't come for free without a price. Watch it. Just get lost. Go back to whatever you were doing. Sorry about that, Wanderer. We've had some issues before with some people in Jertas pickpocketing us. Take this as your first lesson. Always keep an eye on your belongings no matter where you are, unless Zeilyn and I say otherwise. Those sentimental items? I'll be sure to tell Zeilyn to find a bag with a smaller pocket on the inside to keep those safe.
I look back and neither of you were anywhere to be seen. What the hell were you doing with the Wanderer?
Just talking with them. No need to get your feathers all ruffled over it.
Yeah. Wanderer, go ahead and find clothes that fit you. We've got places to be, so make it a little quick. Wanderer. Hey, Wanderer. Look, I understand the shock of it all, but we can't stay here forever. If you are from another world, we need to know what and if there's things tying you here. Que tenga un buen día. Here, use these for your belongings, Wanderer. I'll buy you a dagger in the next town we land in. I wouldn't want your self-defense item to break after a few uses, so you can have mine for the time being. Feldreds favor spears and glaives more than short swords or daggers. It's catered to their way of living this close to the ocean and their ability to be nimble in battles. Obviously, the more inland we'll go, we'll see more use of those weapons. Many of the knives here are used for fish. They frequently get shipments in the morning, but it's already past noon, so we're out of luck getting one here. Now where is...
Hey! Slow down. We don't need to rush.
Yes, we do. I'm not strong enough to carry the Wanderer while flying, so you'll be the transporter. It's at least 2 past noon, and Hirozi is at least a day flight at full speed. From the sounds of it, you want to sleep outside.
There's nothing wrong with sleeping outside. We've done it plenty of times. With how fast you and I can fly, we'll make it in a day, so why don't we just stay here in Chertas for a night? I don't think rushing the Wanderer is the best decision.
Fine. We leave at dawn and fly till we make it there. I better not hear any complaints from you, Arlius.
You won't.
I know a couple of places we can stay at. There's the Silver Crayfish and the Grub Tavern.
The best for your budget?
The Silver Crayfish. I'll make ends meet until we make it to Hirozi.
Great. Now that that's settled, why don't we enjoy our time here participating in the festivities? They're worshipping Malor in hopes of a better fishing season and great weather for the year.
For a coastal capital, it's one of the few gods that have to be worshipped as a festival. Malor is the god of the sea, and with this many people in line of potential disasters regarding the ocean, I would too, to avoid misfortune.
Do you worship any gods?
No.
Not even one?
If I had to, I would worship Sorfelia. She takes care of the souls that are no longer with us and helps them pass on. I imagine it's a difficult job because you don't know what kind of souls you'll meet. I also assume there's certain conditions that have to be met before a soul can pass. It keeps the cycle going.
It fits you.
Shut up.
Are we trying to make it there at sunset, Zeilyn?
Preferably, yes. That way we can assure a room at an inn or a tavern. Obviously, with enough beds. I'll be dropping down every now and then to gather some medicinal herbs to sell in Hirozi, so don't bother slowing down. I'll catch up.
Confident are we?
You're carrying a whole person's worth. As strong as you may be, you'll still be slowed down.
Which you clearly accommodated for. So I'll trust in your words and fly at top speed. We'll make it there at sunset. Wanderer, you ready? You'll be fine. All you need to do is stay relatively still and hold on to me. If you feel yourself slipping, just let me know and I'll stop to readjust.
I'm sorry, Wanderer. I promise to treat you to whatever you want for dinner in Hirozi. This is the speed you'll have to maintain. I've accommodated at least half an hour for you to rest halfway through if you need it. Or split it up however you see fit.
How sweet of you to think about us. We'll see you around then.
See you around. Don't drop the Wanderer now.
Well, Wanderer, it's just you and me now. Anything you want to talk about as we cruise? Stuff about where you're from? Do tell. I'm curious to know if there's any big differences. Really? So everyone is just human? What do you guys even do for fun then? Sports for money? That's interesting. I guess there's always passions that lie elsewhere if you can't enjoy life like this. Oh, we've been traveling together for half a year, I believe. She was hard to get along with. Well, I guess she still kind of is. But I think we're friends. That... I proposed a deal to her at the beginning of when we first met. You already know what I am, so I asked her to help me find my mother, and I, in turn, can help her with her journey or whatever she's doing. Although, if she ever came up empty-handed with no clear trail of my mother, she'd have to start spending a night with me at least once a month instead. Yes, you made me, didn't you? Obviously, I like Zeilyn enough now to think about it, but before she was just a convenience if she failed to keep her end of the deal. Plus, my heart belongs to someone else. Partially. She helped me more than I could have ever thought to achieve on my own. As serious and as stern as she can be, she's kind and cares a lot without stating it outright. I know I push her buttons a lot, and that makes her hate me, but I enjoy the bickering. It feels right to bother her like that. I wonder, but never dwell on it. It makes sense to me when the time comes. For now, I want nothing more than to get answers and figure out my plan of action. Then... as much as I'd like to, I would probably be found out. I hate to admit it, but she's kept me alive and a secret from everyone, even her mentor. Well, the real question is, does she really hate me? I need to have sexual essence at least once a week. She gives that to me. I shouldn't be in Detour, and yet she lies for me and says I'm an Aerian looking for family. I don't have any money, so she buys everything for me and herself. Would you say that's the action of someone who hates me? Ah, indeed. It makes me wonder why she still keeps me around. Using me back? Who knows? Perhaps one day I'll figure it out. Well, since you know so much about me, it's only fair I get to know more about you. You might be in this world for a lot longer than you think, so might as well, right? Any friends you might miss? Ah, a caring bunch. I see. I'm sure they'll be waiting for your return. You didn't get to tell them you'd be leaving. Damn, that really sucks, huh? No warning or anything. Seems even fate can be against you as the author, huh? There's a lot of things that can happen now. The fates are unkind from my experience, so it's just the truth. You're no longer in the seat of power, so you're not safe from what this world wants to throw at you. I suppose it reflects the choices you make, so best to be smart about it. It's just fun. Her reactions are nothing short of hilarious, and, well, she doesn't seem to be tied down. Like, actually free from the consequences of her actions. I've yet to see her be punished by the fates. She's done some questionable things that I know karma would have been around shortly after, but nothing. Yeah, I've tried asking her directly, but she never acknowledges it. How did this become about us again? Not going to lie. If you are the one who made us and the world, it would be in your best interest to apologize for making my life a living hell. Do you eat properly? You feel lighter than a lot of the humans here. If you want to survive, Wanderer, it'd be wise to eat your meals. Hey, do you have Zeilyn's dagger? She's as kind as ever. You should thank her if you haven't. It has an enchantment on it that wards off cursed arts and cuts through them. I don't like it. You know why. Overprepared, more like it. I mean, come on. A dagger? 2 hunting knives, and her main actual sword concealed? How many weapons does she need to have? I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit, so hold on tight. I don't want to hear another lecture from Zeilyn about being on time.
Flying faster, are we?
You wanted to make it there in a day, so obviously. Plus, I'm getting really hungry.
We can land. It'd be good for the Wanderer, too. Come on. There's a clearing with all kinds of herbs that can be gathered and sold.
Right, lead the way.
Here, I already collected some, so gather as many as you can that look similar to these. I'll get our rations and warm them up before distributing them, so don't worry too much. He's fine. Just hungry, that's all. You should know what he meant.
I wasn't lying when I told you magically extracted essence won't be enough. You can't half-ass sexual essence, Zeilyn.
Shut up. It's not my fault. I've never actually experienced intimacy like that. So I'm working based on what you explained.
It'd save us both time. And you, Amana, if you just let me kiss you.
Absolutely not.
It doesn't even have to be on the lips. Just your hand or wrist is more than enough.
I'm sorry, Arlius, but I'm not giving you that when we had a deal.
That deal covers sleeping with me, if you fail to be useful. This doesn't count as sleeping. Far from it, actually.
Arlius, I know how your hybrid side works. The moment you have a taste, you won't settle for anything less, and that includes magically extracted essence. It's in your nature.
Have you been purposely giving me half-assed essence? Barely enough to get me through the week? Just so I wouldn't try for more?
No! I told you at the start that I've never had intimacy like that before, so I can't completely extract it from myself. Arlius, quit moving so... Let me go, Arlius.
You know damn well you could have avoided me. What are you trying to do, Zeilyn?
I'm not trying to do anything, Arlius. You've complained like this ever since the beginning. Not once have you ever tried something as stupidly bold like this. Why so confident all of a sudden?
Maybe because I kept telling you the truth from the start. You keep avoiding the inevitability of your method, especially if you never experienced it. Are you scared of what might happen if you let me have my way?
Don't push my patience, Arlius. You know as well as I do, I don't need my hands to cast magic.
I know you well enough you wouldn't hurt me right now. You're looking at me with the same eyes before, pitying me and my situation. You're only helping me because you feel sorry. That's how it always has been, hasn't it?
So what if it has? You think you can survive here on your own? You would have been casted back to the Darklands the moment someone noticed your eyes. Even now, you look like a predator begging for even a scrap.
You don't get to act as if you knew this would have happened.
But I do know what would have happened if it was anyone else. A hybrid like yourself would have met the divine executioner in the flesh, and he's far less forgiving compared to me. So before you decide you're the smart one, take a moment to realize the hand that's been feeding you, protecting you.
Then why are you so against helping me now? Knowing the extraction isn't doing its job anymore.
As I was trying to say before you decided to pin me, once you get a taste, it'll be as if nothing else compares. It'll make you want more and more until you claim that person and eventually kill them because of your needs.
I'm not full-blooded.
You don't need to be. If you keep giving in, you'll just have an appetite like a full-blooded one. I've reduced your cravings down to the time. Every week, on the same day, at 4 past noon. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later. But it depends on how much you use your wings and mana. Everything you mainly do requires sexual essence because of your hybrid makeup. So my statement stays true. You wouldn't have survived out here without me.
You're so stupidly annoying with your logic, you know that?
It's just how I was raised, so I apologize for the annoyance.
Just this once. Please.
You can't look at me like that. Don't say I've never done anything for you. Done already, Wanderer? You work quickly, and that's good. And this amount should cover the cost of our room for the night. We should get going. He gets like that after he eats. Let's head back. These herbs will be useless when night rolls around. You two go ahead and sell these herbs. I've made sure to keep them as fresh as possible, so get to it. I'll come find you guys when I've secured a room at a reasonably priced place.
Stay safe, Zeilyn.
Thanks. You two stay safe as well. I mean it. Don't get yourself lost.
Got ourselves a companion of a student. Look at that.
Doge Lady Luck is on our side. Come here, traveler. These roads get a little confusing, eh?
Whoa there! We're not here to harm you. We're just trying to help a fellow human out here.
Yeah, them Feldreds round here don't take too kindly to us human folk. If you don't mind us asking, where you headed? Well, if you let us know where you're headed, we can help point you in the right direction.
Now don't be like that. Let us at least walk you back to the main road.
Shouldn't have done that.
There you are. Don't touch what isn't yours.
Mind your goddamn business, Aerian. We ain't trying to talk with ya.
It is my business since they're with me. Go on, tell me what you were going to ask them.
It ain't worth it.
You fucking moron.
Are you okay? Zeilyn is going to kill me after hearing about this. I'm sorry, Wanderer. If it was my fault that she got lost in the crowd. I forget many of the nocturnal Feldred come out at night to do whatever they do. That's not how things work here, Wanderer. Those men were escorts. Let's get moving, shall we? I would rather get you somewhere safe.
There you guys are. Come on, I got us a room with 3 beds. One of them is a bunk bed, so apologies about that. Anyway, let's get going. I know you guys must be tired. I need to have a little chat with Arlius. We won't be too far, so go ahead and claim what bed you want to sleep in. I leave you with the Wanderer for half an hour and they have a tracker spell on them? Are you just not watching over them?
It's not what you think, Zeilyn. There was a sudden crowd of Feldrids that pulled the Wanderer out of my sight. You know how Feldrids get at night, especially the nocturnal ones.
That doesn't explain the tracker, Arlius.
Some damned humans were playing escort. They clearly didn't like how the Wanderer just pushed past them and were intent on doing something more if I didn't make it in time.
Did they lay their hands on the Wanderer?
They did.
All right. Just don't let this happen again, Arlius. Tell me the descriptions of how these humans looked. I'll look into it.
No. You're not going to do anything. You need rest.
Since when did you care so much? Forget I asked. I'll make it quick. I'll just be reporting to the guards, so stay with the Wanderer.
There and back then, Zeilyn.
There and back. I promise.
Claimed your bed and already tucked yourself in? You must have been tired. Get all the rest you can get. Good night, Wanderer.
Good morning, Wanderer. I didn't want to bother you, so I was just working on enchanting your new dagger. Here. Don't worry about the strap. Keep it. Oh, I just put the same enchantment on it. It's better to be safe than sorry. Take your time to wake up. We'll leave once the sun is fully past the horizon. I'll go order you some food.
Ah, that. I just get like that. It's been a while since sexual essence actually tasted that good. It's the truth. Why? Do you want to know? Curious, are we? If you're so curious, why don't you ask Zeilyn herself? I'm sure she could tell you everything that happened.
Oh, that? He was just throwing a fit as usual. And he was practically begging for better enrichment, so I did my best to emulate that. Why are you asking me? I see. Well, you can take these cots and lay them out. As I said, he was throwing a fit. I just did what I had to.
You're flustered, Zeilyn.
No, I'm not.
Oh, come on. Don't act as if it didn't happen.
I'm not acting like it never happened.
Your expression is telling me you might have liked it.
Did not.
Oh, yeah?
You... I wasn't the one that was desperately pleading.
Okay, listen.
I was listening, and I know what begging sounds like.
You always have to be the one in control, don't you?
You make the conversation easy to control.
Whatever. Okay, I'll go get more firewood. Zeilyn, wait. I know you want to get there in time, but we're already ahead of schedule. Why don't we try and make a little extra money before we get to the capital? It seems legit enough, and the pay would do wonders. It shouldn't take too long, and we still would make it to Kate's on time.
I don't know, Arlius. It's in the forest nearby, so flying is out of the question. Plus, I don't think it's a wise decision to drag the Wanderer along.
Wanderer, what do you think?
Not you too. Alright, we'll take a detour and do this little job. The description alone tells me we'll be dealing with a magic item, so I just want to say this in advance. Do not wander off on your own. No one just forgets a magic item without setting up precautions.
I'm sure it'll be fine. You have your spellbreaker anyways.
Within a certain range, yes. However, it'll get complicated if the mages were adept. They're always quite meticulous when it comes to protecting their items.
We can also loot other items as well, you know. If the place is abandoned, then the owners won't be looking for them.
We are not having this conversation again.
Zeilyn, come on. It'd be better if we grabbed the items instead of some ragtag bandits. So what if we make money from it? They should have posted their missing items like these people.
Abandoned or not, they're still someone's belongings. If we take them and sell them, we're just as bad as bandits.
We're not robbing anyone.
I'm not going to continue arguing about this, Arlius.
I understand that, Wanderer. But you also agree that it would throw more gold into our pockets. Depending on what we can find, I can safely estimate at least 50 gold. The capitals near Desmora aren't cheap. You know that, Zeilyn.
Yeah, which is why we only go for the magic item. Risking the quality of it for smaller non-magical items will only jeopardize the worth. 400 gold pieces will be more than enough for us to stay in Kaitsa for a few nights with food and a boat to and from Desmora, even with the deductions from Furlecki's stay.
But we wouldn't have to worry about it after our visit to Desmora. That way you don't have to sell meat or herbs for small cash as we travel. You're always planning ahead, so why can't you understand that?
I do understand that, Arlius, but these are items of people. They might have sentimental value, and who knows? What if they come back to look for it?
Should have done it sooner than later.
Arlius, I'm being serious. We're not taking them.
Why? You can coldly tell the truth to families and children, but taking an abandoned item to sell is too much?
Because telling the truth isn't selling a personal item. It's just a fact of the world and the situation at hand. Even if we get tight on money, I make it work. It's better for me to go through that process.
That takes time, Zeilyn. What if we're in a position where time is against us? What then?
Then we just make things work with what funds we have.
Seriously?
I appreciate the thought, Wanderer, but this is just something we won't see eye to eye on.
It's whatever, Wanderer. Let the student follow her teachings.
I'm sorry that you had a different upbringing than I did. But at one point, you're going to realize the severity of selling personal items instead of returning them.
It's not their personal items anymore if they left it behind.
And what about the reason why they might have left it behind? Perhaps they were being chased and didn't have time to grab it. Or maybe they were held at sword point and didn't want to give up that sentimental item.
And what if they did forget? What if they say it's not worth it and choose to leave it behind? At that point, it's not their personal or sentimental item anymore. That makes it free game for anyone.
Even if that's the case, we're not that desperate. We can make honorable money instead of scrapping whatever is left from abandoned places.
You goody two-shoes. Honorable or not, it's still money being made which can help with our travels.
I don't understand why you're trying so hard to convince me about this.
You don't rest. That's why, Zeilyn.
I rest plenty. As long as my mana is recovered, I don't need that much rest. Believe me on that.
See what I have to deal with, Wanderer?
You worry too much about what I do when you should be worrying about yourself.
Because there's not much I can do. There's so many stupid detectors that I can't walk around freely even if I wanted to. You've got that weird jammer spell active around you all the time, so yeah. I worry for my only defense.
It's not like I had a choice. Getting information in and out of Dionfer to the Darklands is beyond difficult. Also, if you can pick up on it, then I can teach you.
Even if you taught me, I wouldn't be able to use it indefinitely like you. Essence and all that stupid stuff to function. I've never been full my entire time here. I'm doing the bare minimum to conserve energy.
I'll figure out what to do about it. I'm sorry. I know we argued about this, but look, I can break any leftover enchantments or spells lingering about. Going in alone will allow me to work as quickly and efficiently to remove them. I have an idea where the item might be, but I need you two to stay out here and survey the perimeter in case of remnant enchantments from the outside.
I get you want to be safe, Zeilyn, but I still think we should grab whatever is left behind. We can divide and conquer while the Wanderer sticks with one of us. I know you don't like my approach, but we'll be here all day if we let you walk all the floors. I don't know about you, but I for one don't want to stick around in an abandoned place for too long.
I get that, but these enchantments could quite literally kill us if we're not careful. I can already sense a few spots that are heavy with traps and leftover spells waiting to be activated. Rushing into this will only put all of us into harm's way.
Which is where we can just avoid them. I can sense them too, you know. Dividing up the floors would be the best course of action, and you know it. I don't see it reasonable at all to let you go in all by yourself.
If I were to fuck up something, it wouldn't be all of us under its effect. That's why, Arlius. You and I may have mana, but the Wanderer doesn't. We can't be careless.
And we can't be too cautious. It'll take you all day to clear the remnants of spells. Abandoned places will always attract unfavorable people, and I'm not trying to endanger us all by having a third party decide to fuck with us.
Well, we have to decide. We can go in together, but that means you can't wander off too far. Even if you can sense the mana, some stupid mages think it's a great idea to conceal some heavy spells.
I'm not trying to be here till nightfall, Zeilyn. There's a possibility that the item could have been taken. I don't want to leave empty-handed if that were the case, so I'm still going to split off where I can search for other items.
Why are you so fucking stubborn about this? I'm trying to make sure we don't get harmed by anything here.
And we're trying to make money and be out of here before sunset. I said this once and I'll say it again. It's equally as dangerous out here once night rolls around. Dividing and conquering will give us the best chance to find that fucking item you're so desperate for.
We're getting nowhere with this.
That's because you don't want to divide and conquer.
It's because you don't want to be safe.
I'm trying to be out of the forest before night, especially far away from this damned mansion.
You think I'm not either? I know you well enough, Arlius. You'll get too comfortable and trigger something. You've done it before, and I know you'll do it again.
You didn't even warn me that time. I was already hungry as is, and you expect me to use more mana to source out where mana is?
Then maybe you shouldn't have used mana left and right then.
You're actually so insufferable, you know that?
And you're too damn prideful about your subpar capabilities.
Oh! If I wasn't fed the bare minimum, I'd be so much more help. Who's the one that's been feeding me again?
You're such a
A
fucking...
fucking what?
Your choices matter, listener. There's no reason between them right now. Voting period begins. You have a week to sway your fellow listeners.